I'm Dr. Jaime, and welcome to the 15 Minutes of Fierce workshop on the 7 self-sabotages to success. Have a glass of wine and say that 7 times. Not happening. Absolutely not. Today, we have an absolutely jam-packed 15 Minutes of Fierce. We have no time to waste. You know the drill. Grab your pen or pencil, grab your paper. You have homework, you have assignments. We are interactive, and we have 7 self-sabotages to address in 15 minutes. Might not happen. Let's jump right in. All right, so before we begin, I want to talk to you a little bit about something. Self-sabotage is an excuse, and I know so often we say things and they're legitimate. I don't have time. I don't have money. I really don't deserve this. And they seem like legitimate excuses, but the truth is that's exactly what they are, excuses. And today we're going to learn how to hurdle those excuses. Now, I want to tell you something, just like I've told you in other 15 Minutes of Fierce workshops, you have all of the tools in life to help you and to make you successful and happy. You have them. However, it's how much of each tool you use and how much you interact and bring into your life and take out of your life that matters. I want you to think of this quick scenario before we jump in. Let's say I give you a ton of wood to build a house, right? You have the most gorgeous, beautiful wood to build a home. Can you build a home? No. You can't just build a home with wood, right? You've got to call in some nails and call in a hammer and call in all these other things, and then the wood is useful. But wood alone isn't going to make the house. And it's a compilation and a collection of certain materials and certain things that will build your dream home. And it's the same thing in your life. It's a certain amount of things you do and don't do that will create the success in your life. So make sure you use your tools wisely. And then I just put here, if you feel stuck in your life right now, there's a huge chance that the reason you feel stuck is a self-sabotage. So listen up today. All right, so let's jump right in. Self-sabotage numero uno. I don't know what I really want. So go ahead and put that in your notes. I don't know what I really want. And I want you to put A, and I want you to put goal conflict. And goal conflict is divided into 2 parts. So on the left-hand side, go ahead and put too much to achieve. So maybe you've set a goal and it's so gigantic that it's not even realistic. Your goal is in conflict. Now part 2, maybe you have so many different goals, you don't even know where to begin. So you don't begin. A lot of people that are confluent, listen to the learning patterns, 15 to Fierce for more on what confluent means. But confluent people are very creative, they're risk takers, they start a lot of projects, but the problem is they don't finish. Someone like that might fall into this type of goal conflict. Now, part B, I put your goal is not realistic. Number 1, you need a SMART goal. Again, listen to a previous 15 Minutes to Fierce on what SMART is, but SMART essentially is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. A goal that is achievable will meet those criteria, okay? Number 2, do you have a self-destructive goal? Maybe you're trying for this goal. It's a relationship that's toxic. It's not going to work out. You have a goal conflict. Think about your values, your goals. Is that really what you want? Or are you just trying to savor this because of the time and energy you put into? Or perhaps you're in a job you hate and you're thinking, I need to be promoted, I need to be promoted. But if it's a dead-end job or a job you hate going to every day, your goal isn't going to become true because you're chasing something that's self-destructive. It's not really what you want. And so I just put on the side here, I want you to make a little note on balance because I'm so huge on work-life balance. Your goals need to be in balance with what you really want in life, okay? And your homework today, I want you to explore your underlying motives for goals. So think about some motives for why you're trying to save that relationship or why you're trying to save that job or whatever goal you're going for. All right, we're going to be quick today. I told you that. Self-sabo number 2. All right, I don't deserve it. Oh God, I hope you're not the one that says that. But if you are, let's work through this today, okay? I don't deserve it. Self-esteem and confidence are essential to your success. You need to, typically when we have this self-talk that's negative, some of us can just say, okay, I'm going to fight through this. I'm going to prove this voice wrong. But others internalize this nasty, negative Nancy in our mind, and that hinders us from even starting a goal sometimes. So, and I also put number 2, I want you to write this down because this is interesting. An unconscious guilt about success. Some of us are guilty if we succeed. Maybe we look at the people around us and where we've come from and we're like, why are we the only ones that were able to get out of this? But at the same time, there's another type, and that's, I'm waiting for something bad to happen. I don't deserve this. I mean, I worked, but I was lucky. It was a lucky period in my life. Why is all this success coming to me? But remember, you're not lucky, and this is in another 15 to Fears. You can get the whole rundown on this, but there's a difference between being lucky and earning something. And so often we tell ourselves we're lucky, but luck runs out. Actually, damn it, we have earned everything that we have, and it is going nowhere. We've earned it. And then I have a homework assignment for you here, so go ahead and write this down. I want you to review your past 5 successes. But not only your past 5 successes, the obstacles that you encountered while on the way to success. And then also, I want you to pick 2 irrational beliefs that you have, and I want you to find falseness to them. So maybe you say, I never XYZ. Well, prove it wrong. Give me an instance in which that is wrong, okay? That black and white thinking can lead to depression. It can lead to self-doubt and negative self-esteem. And remember, self-esteem, self-confidence, you need it to succeed. Okay, moving on. Self-sabotage number 3, you know who you are. I've been there before. I have no time. I have no money, and or I have no support and resources. You do, and that's not an excuse. We can make it happen. Research shows that larger than life dreams have come true, and these people possessed nothing more than the average person. They weren't more educated, they didn't have more money, they didn't have a higher IQ. You can do it too. I did it, you did it, so many of us can do it. No time, no money, no resources, that's an excuse. So I put truth. Number 1, you're right, some people do have more. But at the same time, truth number 2 is what I told you about the bigger than life dreams coming true. Now, I want you to put on this page goal conflict again. We already talked about one form of goal conflict, but in this respect, this is an excuse for abandoning your goals. So you say, I have no time, I have no money, I have no support. I have these great goals, but I got to abandon them because I don't have the right stuff to achieve my goal. So it's an excuse for abandoning your goals. So here's your homework. I want you to find more time. I want you to work on your time management. Find 2 things in your life that you can cut out or add in or prioritize better to find more time in your life. Homework assignment 2. I want you to list out 3 of your values. What's really important to you? Because oftentimes when we prioritize and we see our goals and we see our focus, we say, we can eliminate that. We can get rid of that too. Ooh, we could delegate that out. And then I just put here, complaining takes up time, and complaining about complaining is still complaining. All right, self-sabotage. Number 4, we are speeding through this. It's too hard. Yes, I know. Pretty much any dream or any goal that you have is going to be too hard. It's absolutely true. Think about all the things you've succeeded in, those major goals that came true. Were they super easy? Absolutely not. They were very, very hard. The hardest thing is discipline. Naturally it comes to us to avoid stress. And so that's what we do. We avoid things that can cause stress. And goals are going to cause you stress because they're hard. Takes discipline, consistency, willpower, all things that are not fast and easy. We come from a society that is super impulsive. We want it now, now, now. Well, goals don't take now, now, now. They take time, time, time. So remember that. I put a little tip here for this self-sabotage number 4, it's too hard. Change your self-talk. You don't have to want to do it. You don't have to feel like doing it. You just do it. So if you have a dream, if you have a goal, let's say you're a student at a university and tonight you have a big assignment due, you haven't even started it, you just don't feel like doing it, you don't want to do it right now. It doesn't matter. You need to go do it. You need to do it for the greater good, for the goal. So remember, I love this slogan by Nike, just do it. Same thing here. You don't have to want to do it, you don't have to feel like doing it, you just need to do it. Your homework. I want you, and I always like to have my little drawings here because they're so fabulous. I want you to draw a little path, and I want you to put your goal on one side and where you think you are. Like maybe you think you're right here on your goal. And I want you to identify 3 upcoming barriers to this goal. Here's the goal line. So veer off with these little paths. And if you look, which is probably hard to see, I have like these beautiful little roses and trees right at the start of the barrier, at the veer off. Oh, it looks so great. Maybe I could just take a pause for a minute on my goal. But behind these beautiful things are these nasty barriers. They take you off track. So I want you to identify 3 potential barriers on your way to success and identify at least one way that you're going to overcome, and you promise not to veer off when that barrier hits. All right. Self-Sabo 5, I do it my way. Oh my gosh, I hope you're not that one. Are you that one? I've been that one occasionally, but I try to stay away from it because it's dangerous. And one of the biggest successes in my life have been, I have succeeded because I've had support. I've had coaches, I've had mentors, I've bummed things off friends and family that had my best interest in their mind. You can't do it alone. And I put up here successful people that their dreams plummeted and things went wrong for them. Here are some things that happened to them. They said, you know what? I got this. I can do it all on my own. I know how to do it now. These people were selfish, or they were rebelling. They were stubborn. They were too elite now for everybody else. They were impatient. They were extremely self-reliant. You can be self-reliant, but extreme is too much. So tip, I just put on here, get yourself a coach. Get yourself a mentor. Surround yourself with people you trust and bum things off of them and get their ideas. Your thought process, your perception is not the end-all be-all. Take other things and other people into consideration. All right. Self-Sabo, numero 5, seis, number 6. Okay. They don't want me to. All right. So are you living for you or are you living for somebody else? That's what you need to stop and think about. All right. So sometimes we become too accommodating. And when that happens, we hinder motivation because we're doing things for everybody else, and then it's like, oh, I don't have time for me, or I really don't want to do that anyway. And then the people that we're working for actually become an excuse. And I put here, you start just blaming them. Well, I got to do it for this person. Oh, I'm burned out because I did it for that person. I don't have time for me. So you use them as an excuse. You take the control away from you. Get the control back by putting things in perspective. Don't be too accommodating. Live for yourself, live for your dreams. Here's the thing, the people around you, research shows most people want to help you. Most people want to support you, but the truth is they don't know how to do this. And because they don't know how, it's your job to educate them on how to do this. So tip is what I just said. Most people want to help you. Your goal is to educate people on how to help you. Hey, I really want to do XYZ with you, but these are my goals. This is what I'm trying to do. Could you help me this time on this? Throw it back. Educate them on what they can do to help you. All right. And our last self-sabotage. Fabulous. We have made it to self-sabo number 7, and it is the biggest one, the most common one I see across the board. I'm afraid. I'm scared. Fear. I have a whole 15 minutes of fears dedicated to fear. And if you're someone that says, this is my self-sabotage, I encourage you to go view that 15 to Fierce workshop. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Your perception is making something false appear to be true. And I put, fear is really good at holding you onto dysfunction. Dysfunction in a relationship, dysfunction in your life and work. because it is so afraid of the unknown, right? Because if I leave this dysfunction, and it knows it's bad, but it could be worse on the other side. It doesn't think, hey, it could be better. It thinks, hey, it could be worse. So anxiety creeps in, and anxiety and fear team up on you and won't let you leave that dysfunction. So I want you to reframe past failures. So as learning experiences, because fear might be telling you, well, you tried to leave before. Well, you tried that other goal before, and it just didn't work out. Well, what about all the things that you did try, and the things that you did leave, or the doors that you did close, or the doors that you did open that worked out? We tend to forget about those. And you might be sitting there right now saying, I can't even think of one, to be honest. They're there, trust me. But fear is so good at pushing those down and shoving all the bad up, you can't even think about the good and the successes right now. But if you have had failures, they're just learning experiences. All of us have failed. I failed, you failed, everyone's failed. I failed my way to success, Thomas Edison said. And then I also put in here, I don't want you to internalize your failures. You failed. Okay, great. So you failed. Now what? Let's get back up and let's try again. That's it. You're not a failure. So just because you failed doesn't make you a permanent failure. Remember that. So here's your homework. I want you to do 3 small tasks in full that will lead to success. It could be something very small. Just any task that you have at hand, I want you to do. And then you say, I successfully completed that. And build from there. Then do a task that's a little bit harder. And you will succeed. And then do a task that's a little bit harder. And if you didn't succeed, well, it was a learning experience. Let me try again. And you try again, and you try again. And you keep working your way up. That's how you build your confidence, and that is how you kick fear all the way to the curb, and you never see it again. And if it comes through, you know how to get rid of it. All right? So I put here, prove fear wrong. And that's what I want you to do. Prove fear wrong. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me in today's 15 Minutes of Fierce workshop on the 7 self-sabotages to success. You know the drill. Every Thursday, right here for your viewing pleasure, we upload a new 15 Minutes of Fierce. Hope to see you at the next one.